Well, today's movie got me in a bit of a Marvel-tastic mood. Yesterday I was watching Roger Corman's Fantastic Four, and I will tell you this, you recognize next to nobody in this movie. You will recognize next to nobody in this movie. You will not know who the director was, even if I told you. You would know who wrote it. Because all of these people, everybody involved, was virtually inconsequential. They've been in a bunch of things, but as little tiny roles. They've never starred in anything. They were never really famous. All they ever did that seemed to be of a reasonable budget whatsoever was this show. And it was shit. What can I say? I think the only redeeming value, the only thing that I really loved about this movie was the reason it was made. And it's a cynical bastard thing to like, because the only reason this movie ever was filmed was in order to keep the licensing rights. It's the studio had the rights to film the movie, and they didn't have a budget ready, a script they wanted, anything at all, so they just said, fuck it, film what we can, and we'll keep the rights. Otherwise, they would have defaulted and lost something like $50 million in the process, so they spent $1.5 million, a whopping $1.5 million, to make a filler movie, which never was supposed to see the light of day. It was supposed to sit in a vault, it was supposed to rot, and dear God, it probably would have been better if it did. That said, it's still better than the other Fantastic Four movies that you know of. It is, really, because this one actually had a plot that made some sense. It did. It could have been so much more. It really could have. If it had the budget and the star power of the other ones, it probably would have been a good movie. It just... Okay, there are some things that are creepy, like not creepy, yeah, well, there's creepy things to it. Let's see. The fact that they go out of their way to introduce the Sue Storm and Reed Richards love dynamic when she's like 12. Creepy. The fact that you know, Ben Grimm, pretty much from the first time he meets Alicia Masters in this thing, he's got some kind of hurt. She loves me even though I just knocked her over and broke her shit, and yep, it's love thing going on. And I don't know, it's got some really horrible things to it. Oh, the fact, and then there's the crappy effects. The effects house in this one was pretty much a couple of guys with some, you know, overhead projectors, paper, and some animation that they put over top of the camera or the film, and ran it through again. It was horrible. The budget was definitely not spent there, and if it was, I'm pretty sure that somebody would have been unhappy with what they got. That said, it still is a put together and completed movie. It's surprisingly put together for a movie that never was supposed to see the light of day, and that amazes me. But I love it. I still do, because these people put their heart and soul into this movie. They did. Even though they're definite B-listers for the time. I mean, when did this movie come out? This movie came out in 1994. That's not that long ago. Movies were being made that were pretty freaking fantastic at that time. Some absolutely gorgeous movies were made in the 90s. Let's see, the 1994 brought us Pulp Fiction, The Shawshank Redemption, Forrest Gump, just to name a few. Like, there are some incredibly good movies at the time. Natural Born Killers, Interview with a Vampire. All these movies came out at this time, and all of them looked 20 times better at the very least. But these people put their heart and soul into this movie, and you can tell they really thought they were going to be in something fantastic. And it was fantastically shitty. It was. I don't think, you know, it's probably a movie you will not be able to find to watch, and if you want to borrow it, I have it on really horribly creepy DVD. I say really horribly creepy because the moment I open the DVD case, I get this woof of something that smelled like plastic ass. It was gross. It wasn't just me. It was the guy that was sitting in the office with me when I opened it, because I opened it at work. That guy smelled it too. It was bad, you know. and it's definitely a home-burn DVD. I got what I paid for, because I paid $15 for 3 movies, and yeah, it was a screener. It wasn't even a screener, obviously. It's a copy of a copy of a copy of a copy, because that's the only way you're going to find it, because it was not supposed to get out of the vault in the first place. It was a bootleg to begin with, and it's been bootlegged ever since. Dear God, I'm still going on about the Fantastic Four movie that should never have seen the light of day, and I think I'm going to end this review on that. Was it good? No. Do I love it? Hell yes, I do, because, well, okay, it was boring. But there's some fantastic parts to it. There are some things that just amused the hell out of me about that movie. Tomorrow's is going to be a lot better. I'll guarantee you tomorrow's movie will be far better. And it will probably have had a far better reception as well. In fact, it already does, and, you know, that's a good thing. But, as usual, I've been the Serial Killer. Questions, comments, concerns, death threats, you know, put them in the comment section below. And I will see you all tomorrow. And soon these things will be edited with some good effects and such. I've got some. It's in transition. Yes, it is. So if you do manage to see this movie, if you've ever seen this movie, put comments in there. Let me know. Let me know. I'll see you tomorrow.